Hello and welcome to my video. I'm so glad you could join me. You're probably wondering why this intro is so much more aggressive than my other intros, and no, I did not have a bunch of caffeine. It's because I wanted to use more of these little character things, because I originally made like 30 of them, and I have barely used any of them, so I wanted to showcase a few more. Like seriously, I made 30 of these things. Anyway, welcome to the video. Today I'm making stickers. I will explain more later. Enjoy the video. Okay, well, as that rather frantic intro explained, I am making stickers today. I got a bunch of free samples of sticker paper, so I thought, what the heck, I'm gonna use it in a video. I also got a bunch of really shiny contact paper, which, in case you don't know, is what you put on top of a sticker to make it shiny and more durable, more like a vinyl sticker. So I thought I would try some of that out. I already tested some of the materials off camera to see what would and wouldn't work, and I made this really cool eyeball and, of course, my name in kind of like dripping graffiti letters. So anyway, let's get started. So I'm gonna start by sketching out a dragon, specifically a sandwing from Wings of Fire. I've made some Wings of Fire videos in the past, which you should check those out. If you haven't read Wings of Fire, basically it's a book series about dragons trying to save the world from various things. I'm not going to get too much into detail, because like I said, I have other videos. You should check those out. But if you do know what I'm talking about, great. So yeah, Sandwings are my favorite Wings of Fire tribe. I really like, their location. They live in the desert, and I'd really want to visit Burned Stronghold and the Scorpion Den. I would probably die in both of those places, but they seem really cool, assuming I was going there as a dragon and not as a scavenger that would immediately be eaten, because that wouldn't be much fun. But I also really like how they look. I feel like they're one of the prettiest tribes, and they are also pretty easy to draw, so that's definitely a bonus. So I'm gonna add some earrings, or I guess they're horn rings, but also earrings, I don't know, to this sandwing right here. I don't know if sandwings actually do have earrings for their horns, but this one does, because it was looking kind of plain and I didn't know what else to do. So this is the final drawing right here. It's, well, I've definitely done better, but it's okay. And also, my pen kinda just died, so that is amazing. I don't know what I'm going to color it with now. Okay, so I found some Prismacolors, but pencils don't exactly work great on this material. But it's the best thing I have, because I tested all my other yellow pens, and they don't work for some reason. So I need to go get more yellow pens. But for now, I guess I'll just use pencils to color this one. Yeah, I really don't know if it's gonna work. The colors are a lot lighter than they're supposed to be, and it isn't. Like, there's a lot of white space. So, great. I guess I'll just keep going. Okay, so I've been coloring this for a while now, and these pencils are so aggravating. For some reason, there's like a bunch of white space that I couldn't see when I was drawing it for some reason, because the colors were too light. But then now looking back at the recording, there's so many white spaces where it didn't really reach the corners, and also the colors just don't really look right. So, and they're also like kind of blending in with the ink. The top part of the snout is the same color as the bottom part of the snout, but it got mixed with the ink, even though I was being really careful. So that is super annoying. It's not working very well, but I've gone too far to stop now, so I'm just keep going over it, trying to cover the white spaces that I literally cannot see unless I'm looking at the camera, so I'm kind of having to draw this through the camera. I think it's finally finished. It's as good as it's going to get, and it's actually not bad. I'd say this is a pretty good sandwing drawing, even if it was colored a little messily. So now it's time to add the contact paper, which will make it super shiny. So it's important to be really careful with this, because if it bubbles or if there's like an air pocket or something that's like that, the one I just created, that's gonna be there and it's not gonna look very good. So I wouldn't recommend peeling it back off to try to fix it if that happens, but I'm going to do that because it will make me very mad if there's a giant air bubble right there and I won't be able to ignore that. So sometimes the ink kind of comes off with it when you do that, and other times it won't stick quite as well, but I was actually really lucky this time because the ink stayed on the paper and I was able to fix it pretty well. So now I'm just gonna cut off the excess border and it looks great. It's really shiny and I think the drawing turned out pretty well. What you have to do to use it as a sticker is just pull back the white part and you have a fully functioning sticker. Let me know what you think I should do with it. Okay, so I just drew something, but what if I tried printing something? A while back, I made a video redoing some old sketches in my sketchbook, and they turned out pretty good. So what if I use some of those and turn them into a sticker? So I'm gonna start off with my little flowering skull picture. I'm just gonna glue it to the sticker paper and then repeat the process with the contact paper and see if that works. You know, it was actually really hard to get the corners of the paper to stick for some reason, so I just had to keep gluing them over and over and over again, but that was actually fine because I am using an apple pie scented glue stick, which actually smells like apple pie. It was really nice. So for this one, I'm gonna use some sparkly contact paper, and I'll just do the same thing that I did with the Sandwing drawing. Just peel off the back, pop it on top, and cut it out. And voila! This one turned out really nice. This next one I'm doing is also a drawing I made in that video. It's an eyeball being stabbed by a sword. So it's the same process for this one, just glue it on and put the contact paper on, and then cut it out. I really like this one. I think this one is probably my favorite of all the ones I've done so far. So I only have one contact paper left, and that is the super sparkly, like confetti contact paper, which deserves only the best sticker, and I think I know exactly what that has to be. The logo of the channel, the queen of absolutely everything, Her Majesty, my cat. I think if she could talk, she would be very pleased that her face will be forever immortalized under a layer of very sparkly glitter. This sticker, of course, gets the place of honor on my forehead. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!